I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that you're probably overwhelmed with your endless list of to-dos like 90% of the time. And chances are you're probably feeling really unproductive most of the time too. I think a lot of that overwhelm can be easily fixed with a little makeover to our systems. I want us to go through our current systems, do some cleaning up and some reorganizing so that we can walk into 2025 locked in and ready to go. In this video, I'm gonna walk you through the 5 most important areas that I'm gonna be focusing on when it comes to cleaning up and reorganizing and getting myself set up for January. December is usually that great time where there's a little bit more downtime, and while I'm sitting and watching TV, I can do this on my laptop really easily. I'm gonna also be showing you how I'm gonna reset my content pillars, how I'm organizing my video files, because I know a lot of you asked about that, and I'm gonna show you my workflow and how I'm organizing my Asana. I'm on a free plan, so if you are interested, stick around and I'm gonna show you some screenshots of what my current Asana looks like and what you guys can do to just get yourself organized for the new year. Okay, let's jump in. Number 1, we need to redecorate our office space. I personally wanted to decorate for Christmas. I just get the warm, fuzzy feeling when I see Christmas decor in my office, and I love having a lot of extra lighting. I like having my candle warmer. I like having these twinkly lights behind me. Analyze your current layout. I don't care if you're in a corner of your living room or you have a big old room to work with, but look at your layout right now and see, is this maximizing efficiency and productivity? For example, if you watched any of my 7 Days to Build That Business series, my layout was very different. I had this desk and my camera set up back there, and this chair behind me was actually where you are right now. When I had that layout, the desk was in the middle of the room. It made my room feel smaller, and I hated that. I put it against the wall now, and I've got my lighting in the corner, and it just works a lot better for me, at least right now. So look at your current layout and figure out what works, what doesn't work. If you have a TV in that room, can we face away from it so that we're not distracted or easily turning it on, and get yourself set up for maximum vibes, maximum productivity. Number 2, I want us to reset our content pillars. I want you to ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, what content of the past year did really well for you across all of your platforms? And that can look like the most reach, but it can also look like comments or engagements or saves. Look and see what are people liking from you. So once you figure out the list of all of the videos that you consider to be the top performers for your accounts, I want you to go through and list out what is it about those videos. Did you have a really snappy hook at the beginning? Was it the thumbnails or the cover photos that looked really good? Was it the topic? Did you have a different style? Was it a vlog type of style, or was it like a talking head video like I'm doing? Find the different commonalities between them, so that way when we create our content calendar in the coming weeks, we're gonna have a really clear picture on what worked, what didn't, and what we're gonna move into the new year doing. Number 3, I want us to take a second and refresh our offers and our business strategy. I know from past experience, we had a list of like 100 products that we offered. Because we were a content marketing agency, we could create any number of content pieces for a business, but it really helps to be able to explain very easily the type of solutions that you can provide. And so I found that it was really hard to speak to this when I had 100 products to recommend. People at that point will just ask you for a rate card, and they just want to see pricing because to them, there's no value necessarily attached to that. By having some kind of tiered program or a package that you can create, 1, it allows you to fine-tune your messaging so that when you are doing your marketing strategy, you know exactly how to speak to this product. And 2, it allows the purchaser to have a really good understanding and describe very easily what you guys do. So it's a little bit more memorable for them, and it makes them focus on the solution rather than the actual product and the price that you have. Look through all of the things that you've sold in 2024. See if there's something that you just don't sell a lot of. The whole point of this is to lean into the things that are money makers for you and stop wasting our energy on things that just aren't moving the needle as much for your business. Number 4 is resetting our systems. So I want you to take a second and think about what are the things that I do regularly, like every single week. All of the things that are pretty much copycat step-by-step projects. Content creation comes to mind. Every week I have to follow the same formula to create a video. What I like to do is get a hard drive, and this is only gonna be for that year. I have a lot of random files on here from like 2022, 23, all these videos that I either filmed and I never posted, or I posted and they're still living on here. So what I wanna do, because I'm gonna be more consistent on YouTube, I wanna take this, I wanna rename it to 2025 YouTube Drive. So there's a couple different things that I use for content creation, and the next video after this is gonna be all about how I organize my content in 3 different places. The video files all live on here though for YouTube. So long form content will live on here, short form is in different places. I used to have folders in my hard drive that were labeled assets, graphics, intros and outros, sound effects. I had one for music and stock footage and different things like that. And I realized that when things are all over the place, I found that by creating a templated Final Cut Pro, because that's the software that I used, if I create a template, which is basically a blank project, and that blank project, I'm gonna house my most standard things like one music file, a couple different sound effects that I regularly use, a couple graphics that I use, and that all lives in that one Final Cut Pro template. So when I am ready to create a new video, I duplicate that Final Cut Pro project, which is my template, and I rename it. And then that is where I put my new video files for this next video that I'm gonna shoot and edit. So that made it so much easier, because now every single time I open up a new Final Cut Pro project, all of those files that I like to use are right there waiting for me. I don't have to go dig in a million different folders. Another thing I do that I like to organize is monthly. So what I like to do is I'll start 2025 hard drive, and then I'll have January, February, March, April, May. Every video that I film and post that month will live in that month's folder. I used to take it a step further, and I would do like January, and then I would put iPhone footage and ZVE10, because that's the camera that I use, and I would film all B-roll on the iPhone, and then all of my talking head content would live on the ZVE10. So you can do something like that, but whatever that system is for you, you'll get more comfortable as you go through it. I highly recommend taking a step back, thinking about how you want to organize things. I like to do it by having that template for Final Cut Pro where all of my files live in. Then I create different folders for every month of the year, and then within that, I separate it out by different footage types, whether it's B-roll and talking head. So January, I'm gonna have 01, 02, 03 and the title of that video. So that way, the final edit that you guys see on YouTube lives within that folder. And that makes it really easy to always come back to it. I'm gonna have all of the final videos, but also the raw footage that I used. So I really hope that helped. If you guys have more questions about how to organize your video files, please let me know in the comments below. The last thing I wanna talk about is Asana. I love Asana because it is free. I think it really works for what I'm using it for right now. As I progress and expand, I'm gonna need something a little bit more hardy, and I'll probably have to get the paid version or move to a different platform. The tricky thing is though, I was using the free trial of Asana, which I liked it for what it was. I had the YouTube channel workspace and I had a marketing hub workspace. I found out that within those, I was getting a lot of those paid features, like they have custom fields, they've got some rules and automation that you can do on the paid program. Well, once my free trial ended, I lost that entire workspace. I couldn't see anything because it had a custom field to it, and it infuriated me. I spent like 2 days trying to figure it all out. I was actually willing to pay for the Asana plan, but they have a minimum of 5 seats that you have to pay for. Instead of it being how they marketed it as $10, $13, it was gonna be like almost $70 to purchase. And I was like, this is just not worth it. I exported what I could, and then I created a new like free version, free plan for Asana. Please bear that in mind. If you're planning to do this on the free version and you're excited to get the free trial, you're probably gonna be screwed and have to restart everything. I have an all marketing hub. This is gonna be my overarching marketing hub where everything lives, right? So think short form, long form, any campaigns, event marketing if I plan to do it, all of that's gonna be housed in the all marketing hub. Currently, it's really more just like social media stuff. I've got a YouTube section, I've got a TikTok, I've got an Instagram, I've got a LinkedIn and a website. So all 5 of those live under the marketing hub, but I also have a YouTube channel hub. All the short form content doesn't need its own place, but I do need to organize my YouTube videos differently because they're longer form and there's just a lot more steps that are involved in creating one of these pieces of content. But the cool thing is that they do link, so I can have my YouTube channel and my marketing hub linked together, which is really nice. I recommend, same concept with my Final Cut Pro template, is creating a template for every single channel that you're using. So what I'm gonna go through and do is try to clean up some of the things I put in here. Like I have a board that just has a list of ideas. And so if I didn't use some of those ideas, I'm just gonna throw them away. Or if I do wanna use them, I'm gonna actually schedule them on the calendar so that I know I need to work on researching that topic or creating content around it. That's what I'm gonna try to do this month is, I finally got myself on the free plan for Asana. I'm gonna try to make sure there were some things I just didn't carry over from the free trial version that I was using. Like a lot of the dates are jumbled up, so I gotta go through and clean that up. You'll notice here, like I've got a YouTube video template, and within that, I've got a bunch of little steps. So in the description section, here are all the steps that I require myself to do before I actually plan a video and film it. So the first thing I do is I put 3 main topics that I'm gonna discuss. I think about these as bullet points. So when I come up with the video idea name, I'm like, okay, this video is about business resets. What am I gonna talk about within that business reset? Here are the 5 different areas that I'm gonna talk about, right? And I'll just quickly jot them down so that I don't forget when I come back here that, hey, this is what that video was supposed to be about. The next section is keyword research and tags. If you guys are not using vidIQ and you're regularly posting content on YouTube, definitely recommend using them, because once I have the idea that I'm gonna talk about, the first thing I do is go to vidIQ to look at what's the angle that I'm gonna use in my content. For example, business reset was not a very popular phrase or keyword that people are searching on YouTube, surprisingly. The search volume is pretty low. But what is popular are 2025 goals, business 2025, plan with me, self-improvement. These are all words that are having a moment on YouTube right now. I wanna make sure that in my title, in my video, I am referencing getting our 2025 goals together for our business or something like that. So it is important that you go and research the keywords before you write out your script or film, because you wanna make sure that everything is tied together. The next thing I do is I come up with 5 video ideas, just so that I have different options to pull from. I do use ChatGPT for this. So what I'll usually do is I'll say, here are the keywords that are popular that I want to use in my title. Please make my title clickable. I want it to be intriguing, and I want it to describe what I'm talking about. And usually I'll put in like a quick summary, or sometimes even my entire outline is in there so that ChatGPT knows what that video is about, and then it can create the best titles for me. That's a really great tool. And you can do 5, you can do 10 video titles just to kind of have your juices flowing, and it opens up a lot of different options for you. If your video content is not doing great, you can change the title out later. I'll put in ChatGPT, like, along with the title, please give me the words that are gonna go on my thumbnail to make this clickable and interesting. And it'll give me a couple different ideas, and I play with that. I never really go with the first option. I always take that and I'll, ask another question or phrase it a different way, and I try to combine them because it would make more sense than the way that they gave me. The way they would give me is usually pretty generic and basic, and sometimes I'll tell ChatGPT, hey, this is super basic, give me something a little bit more unique and in my voice, and it always works. The next part is my video outline, and this is something that I always make sure I have a hook, an introduction. I've got at least 3 bullet points that I'm talking about. In this video, it's 5. And then I always have some kind of quick outro. Sometimes it's a call to action, sometimes it's not. But mostly the call to action is just watch my next video or subscribe. Those are all things that I make sure to include in my Asana template. So whenever I have a video idea, I just duplicate that and then create the video idea and start filling in the blank. And then within that task, I've got a bunch of subtasks. And these are where I make sure I'm documenting the dates and every step that I'm doing. If I've done the keyword research, the title, thumbnail, the outline, if I fine-tune the script, is it ready to go? Is it ready to film? Is it ready to edit? Has a thumbnail been created? Have I scheduled it for posting? All of that will live there. So as I'm going through during the week, I'll just start checking boxes off on each task that I've completed. And so that's really nice because each one of these tasks will fall into my inbox where I can then go and just look at that and be like, okay, what do I have to do today? I only have to do keyword research and thumbnail research. Awesome, let's do that. Creating a template is the best way to go, but ask yourself this question: what is it that I do like every single week or every day even? And how can I simplify that? How can I create a template so that I can just copy paste, and do the same thing every single time a little bit more smoothly and easily? I really hope that helped you guys and it gave you some ideas on how you're gonna go through and declutter your own mess. If your digital world is messy, at least for me, I feel messy. I feel like my brain is jumbled up. All of my ideas, all of my to-dos are just all over the place and I get overwhelmed very easily. And when you're overwhelmed, you're just more tired. I want to be energized, especially going into the new year. And that's what this is all about, is just setting yourself up for success for 2025, making sure that now in December is the time to sit down with yourself, declutter, reorganize, and then later we're going to actually create goals. But if you don't have yourself a little bit more organized, it's a little harder to create the goals, in my opinion. I like to have a clear head, just be like, okay, what are all the possibilities for the new year when I go into that planning process? But if I feel like a mess, it's just not going to work out. Actually, the next video is a deep dive on how to organize all of your content. So I talked about Asana, I talked about video files, but I'm going to share a couple more tips that are really going to help you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.